103.5 WEZL. Joe, Nichols, and tequila makes your clothes fall off. It gets mine loose. I mean, I just want to point that out, especially if I'm just doing it by itself. You know what I'm saying? Clothes do get loose. 7:44 at WEZL, and I guess we need to go back here a couple of weeks and correct something that has turned into something a life of its own.
Yeah.
It was a comment that was made on the show here that has been taken literally and believed and spread, and apparently people are starting to ask questions and trying to answer for it.
Well, the problem is that you really can't believe hardly anything we say, ever.
That's the first mistake. You can't believe a whole lot of stuff that you hear on the radio.
I mean, there's basically fact in everything we talked about. We always try to have some
it's based in
seed
fact.
of truth, but we tend to embellish.
This has caused some problems within my own family.
Has it now?
Yeah, this is where it was brought to my attention.
Well, let's go back to the last time Darius stopped by the studio that morning. And totally separate from his visit in the studio, we had mentioned that morning that Stephen Garcia had been suspended indefinitely.
Right.
From the South Carolina football team.
And that's the legitimate
that was
story.
the nugget. That's the nugget of truth.
And he was suspended for actions unbecoming a student athlete at the University of South Carolina. That's true.
We knew Darius was coming in that morning.
So just off the top of somebody's head,
yeah,
and we're not going to put anybody on the spot here,
Gary,
the comment was made that he was kicked off the team for girl slapping Darius off the stage at a fundraiser there in Columbia.
And it just so happened Darius was coming in, and we joked with Darius about it, and then he went along with it, which just added credibility to the story.
So by the end of the day, there were people walking, can you believe he slapped Hootie? Can you believe that?
See, that's the embellishment.
And because we were talking about, if this comes down to a legal battle here, I mean, Darius is a whole lot more important to the long-term success of South Carolina than is Stephen Garcia. This will not go well for him.
Yeah.
Well, that whole thing has now become
a thing
true.
On Twitter. It's
everywhere.
Spread, and it's just we need to apologize.
In Beaufort the other day, you were confronted.
I was
by
confronted by one of my wife's cousins, who is a deputy sheriff with the Charleston County Sheriff's Office, Mike Sharp. So if you know Mike, please tell him that we corrected it this morning. Mike Sharp, deputy sheriff, Charleston County Sheriff's Office, because he approached me and said, that's my team. That's my team. And we weren't, we don't want to besmirch the good name of Stephen Garcia in any way.
Oh, I don't mind.
But
that wasn't, I don't mind.
Because it really was him showing up drunk at a leadership thing. It
exactly.
had nothing to do with girl slapping Darius.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't want you to think that he, done something wrong.
No, of course not. It wasn't like he did anything wrong at all. He just showed up drunk.
He, as a leader, showed up at a leadership event.
Yes.
Drunk.
That's it.
I think with alcohol in his hand. I'm not positive.
That's what I heard. He was carrying a glass. He was carrying a drink in his hand and was drunk.
So if you know Mike Sharp over at the Charleston County Sheriff's Office, please tell him that we corrected that wrong today.
That we in no way intended to make Stephen Garcia look any worse than he's doing for himself.
Right. That's Mike Sharp with the Charleston County Sheriff's Office.
He did not slap Darius. He did not girl slap Darius because Darius would have hurt him.
That's right. Or Darius's bodyguard.
Darius's bodyguard would have hurt him.
Always near.
Exactly. Real close. He would have just snapped him like a twig.
Yeah.
But it probably wouldn't have hurt him because he'd been drunk, and usually drunks don't get hurt in accidents anyway. So
Diesel Total Traffic from the Gerald's Tires Michelin Harmony Traffic.